So welcome to the 3 steps to grow your online store masterclass. I'm so absolutely thrilled that you're here. So within the next 45 minutes, what we're going to be covering is how to get traction and grow your online store, my top secret hack to achieve online growth, and much more. So the webinar officially started around about 15 minutes ago, but I'm going to wait until everybody is on. I want you to know that you're in exactly the right spot, and I'm going to show you exactly how to grow your online store. So stick with me. So what we're going to be covering today is how to grow your online store, and I'll be sharing my top secret hacks too. It might sound really obvious, but if you want to get the most from this session, please switch off all possible distractions. Close down your browsers, turn off Netflix, grab a notebook, and pour yourself a nice cuppa, as we're going to be covering a lot. If you're not paying attention, you simply won't absorb what I'm trying to teach. So here's the thing. I respect your time, and I also respect my own time. So we're just going to dive straight into the good stuff rather than this high-level fluff that other webinars give, because I want this to be super valuable for you, and I hope that's okay with you. So, who is this for? Can you do me a favor, guys, and put in the chat box, are you looking to earn a living from your skills and expertise, but just don't know how to get started? Let me start off by saying this is definitely for you. If you're sick of working for the man and know there must be an easy way rather than commuting and slogging, this is also for you. Or if you want a business that will actually work for you so you don't feel the burden of returning to work in the traditional sense and actually work for you financially, then this is also totally for you. I have a very cool gift for you, so hang tight until the end. It's very exciting and worth sticking around for. My goal is to teach you something new and get you to stay until the very end so you get a lot of value from this. So the first 20 people who stay until the very end will get a free review of their online store. I will personally review and let you know 3 ways to make improvements to your website. So my goal is to serve you and teach you something new. I want all of your online stores to take off, just like mine have. It's really that simple. So let's dive in. First up, I want to ask you, does this sound like you? Have you set up your online store only for tumbleweeds to blow in the wind? Do you have too much stock of the kind nobody wants and can't seem to shift it? Did you think it would just be much easier than this and didn't realize there's so many moving parts? Or does this sound like you? You've dabbled in an online store and made a little bit of money, but not much. Perhaps you've opened an eBay store and sold a few things, but always felt it as if it was not really going places. It's a super common problem to have when you're just starting out and can be incredibly overwhelming and disheartening. Trust me, I've been there. Or are you struggling, to really get traction? Are you just basically at your wit's end? Or did you have a hard time with other parts of the business, sourcing reliable and trustworthy suppliers that produce quality products? When it comes to sourcing overseas manufacturers, one of the biggest hurdles is the language barrier with suppliers, which can have a huge impact on business. Or once you've sorted out your supplier issues, have you had problems just choosing the right products and most popular products that will sell out? You may have found yourself in a position where you have too much stock of the kind nobody wants. It's a really big problem. Then there's just a feeling that you're just completely overwhelmed with it all, especially if you have to run the household and juggle the family. I hear you. Do you secretly wonder how other mums do it all? Those working part-time, the drop-offs, the pickups, running the household, juggling work, in between all that. And do you know that, you have a really great product, so why won't it sell? And you thought that it would be as simple as just putting your website together and build it and they will come. But ultimately, you know it's possible. And, I know that once you do set up your online store, you're told to give Instagram a go, give Facebook advertising a go, get your website looking right and function properly. And you're ready to just throw in the towel. But it's possible. And you want to know how other people can buy from you and what their secret is. I know for me, commuting an hour on the bus to the city while juggling drop-offs at my local kindy put an enormous amount of strain on our family. The morning was a pure rush. I'd feel guilty putting the kids in daycare so much, and I'd be on the bus wondering, what am I doing this for? Surely there has to be an easier way. Perhaps you've even done some number crunching, and even with the government subsidy, daycare fees, and working part-time just doesn't seem to be worth it, which makes going for work feel completely unenjoyable and full of effort. I know I've sat there wondering how both parents can manage it all while earning a living and paying for daycare fees. Is it even viable? Do you find yourself having that niggling voice in your head, knowing that you need to contribute to the family financially? I know for me, I live, in Sydney, and one of the most expensive cities in the world. I have a mortgage, and I know I need to earn an income, but I need to be around my children while they're young. It's a really, really difficult position to be in. Have you reached a point where you've had a baby and tried to negotiate flexible working arrangements, but you have a boss who just doesn't get it? Or perhaps the needs of the role are too great to offer any sort of work from home flexibility? I know because I've totally been there. But please note, success in business doesn't happen overnight. Do not believe your news feeds with instant success stories. It just doesn't happen that way. I've been designing and developing websites for and working basically in e-commerce for almost 7 years. And I'm the result of trialing, testing, and optimizing what works and what doesn't. So, what I'm going to share with you today is how easy it is to achieve recurring income in your sleep with my top methods for selling online. Don't be put off by feeling as though you are not experienced or capable. Anyone can do this. You don't need a university business degree or hands-on experience with digital marketing or even traditional marketing. As long as you have Wi-Fi and a laptop or computer and a can-do positive attitude, anyone can kiss the 9 to 5 grind goodbye, I promise. I know because as a mum of 3, I have tried, tested and failed and succeeded. So you can learn from my mistakes. I simply know what does and doesn't work. And do you feel as though that no matter how hard you work at your job, there's an invisible cap on your income? Your part-time wage will only take you so far. And then you realize you're only making your boss richer. It's very frustrating and internally eats away at you, knowing there has to be an easier way. If anything, even a little bit soul destroying, that your efforts and talent could go a lot further if you had your own successful business. That you get what you put in and that working smarter, not harder in business can go to extraordinary places. Well, the good news is that none of these issues are actually your issues. Yes, that's right. The real issue is you haven't made the transition. Instead, you're stuck in a cycle of poor pay, more work, and can't find your way out. Does that sound like you? And actually, once you've made the transition, everything will fit into place. You won't need to slave away at your corporate job. You know deep down isn't for you. You won't need to get depressed over your paycheck versus output and finally do something you love that's just for you. I'm here to tell you it's really possible to live the life you've always dreamt of and to wake up to orders streaming through your website, to have the flexibility to spend your days as you please while earning a really comfortable income, to finally feel good about work and not have to sacrifice time with your children or be told to sit in an office cubicle for 8 hours a day complying to a boss's rules. I'm sure you guys can relate. To wake up with orders streaming in, to feel proud of your success. Have you ever asked yourself what is stopping you from really giving this online store your full attention and a red hot go? Imagine what it would feel like for your online store to be a booming success, to receive orders streaming in, and to feel quietly humbled about your success. So the one thing that you need to know is you can work less, get paid way more, and still have the lifestyle around your children. Because once you master these things, it's possible to have the best of both worlds. To bring in a consistently good income that succeeds your normal job and have a career that you're passionate about and one you'll feel proud of. You'll have the strategies to serve your customers the way that works for both them and your business. You'll realize that the invisible ceiling was never really there to begin with. Here I am in sunny Hamilton Island in Australia, holidaying comfortably with my family. No bosses to put in annual leave for, a business that brings in recurring income while I sleep over and over again. So there's 3 key elements to having the life you've always wanted. Adding live chat to your website and mastering it. Choosing the right marketing channel for your business, whether that's Google AdWords, Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, or email marketing. And the last one is really the art to influencer marketing, which we'll go into a little further. But first, let's take a step back through my journey for a moment. Things haven't always been roses. I first started when my baby girl was born preemie. This is her and I in the hospital when she was just a couple of hours old. Look how tiny she is. It was a huge shock for me that she was born at 30 weeks. I was on a ferry and my waters broke. As you can imagine, it was long days in the hospital, and as she was ultimately a well baby and just needed to grow, there was lots of time to think. I had planned on going back to work after 6 months, but her early arrival meant I simply could not return to work in a traditional sense. But as soon as I realized all I needed was my laptop, Wi-Fi, and willingness to knuckle down and learn, after all, I'd always wanted to be an entrepreneur, as all my family were. So my online business, Petite Bamboo, was born. I saw suppliers, I put together a big commerce website, and I had the saying in my head, build it and they will come. But I started to get frustrated with the lack of sales and spent more time on the phone to big commerce, getting my website right, than marketing my business. So something really had to give. So I started to learn WordPress, build my own website, and learn every online strategy. Every day while India slept, I watched every digital marketing video I could find. I'd soak up every online course around, and I'd soak up as much as I could and really learned as much as possible. And to be honest, I'm completely self-taught. That's right, I learned from YouTube, and I just gave it a crack. That's me doing yet another online course, and I tell you, I would not be the digital marketer that I am today without it. And I got big results. I got 20,000 real and engaged Facebook fans, and I'm not into buying Facebook fans or on Facebook or Instagram. I find that spammy and non-genuine. I'm all about real and authentic. And I started to make sales and sell out of my products, and I could not be happier. So when I got pregnant with my third, I picked up a full-time job I simply adored while juggling my side gig. But I truly wondered how I was going to return to a job in a full-time capacity now as a mother of 3. My world pretty much fell apart when I was fired from that job. I remember sitting on the steps of my house crying to my husband. So many thoughts plagued me. How will I contribute to the mortgage? I love working. It's my passion. But my third about to be born on 2 already in daycare, the thought of commuting or paying daycare fees really had me in a spin. I was relying on really going back in a part-time capacity, and even that was hard to imagine. And so you might be able to relate to this. What if I'm still breastfeeding? When is the right time to go back to work? I don't want to work in an office and be away from my baby. But we live in Sydney and it's so expensive. I must earn an income. My husband's income is simply not enough for the both of us and our family. But really, this is my ultimate chance to help others, tap into my true talent, and really give my bamboo baby business a red hot go. It was now or never. My brother has always said to me, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. And now I truly believe him. So I went on to push Petite Bamboo even harder and lift my game. And I started a web design and development business, which became an absolute roaring success and still is today. I really learned everything there is to know about mastering the art of Facebook advertising and AdWords. I reinvested everything back into the business and pumped those sales. I worked on making that side hustle, or what I thought was a side hustle, into something very real. This is one of my bamboo wraps that I designed and developed with an overseas manufacturer, and I really just made it work. I made sure professional photography was a priority for me, and I really marketed it properly, and I ended up replacing my part-time income and then some. And you'll benefit from learning from my mistakes. When I first started, would you believe I ordered a shipment of a 5-piece collection without really testing the market to see what works and what doesn't? Big mistake. Now I have the right formula to follow. It's just so easy. It sure was frustrating and hard, but I'm so glad I persevered. So really, do you want the easy way so you never have to buy in bulk and have the problem of shifting stock? Or do you want my way? And my success became very real for me. I knew that I was meant to lose that job that I really thought was for me at the time. The universe had certainly delivered. And some things really do happen for a reason. I could enjoy my new baby and be there for kinder graduation and to duck down to do reading at the school if I wanted to. The choice was mine. I'd learnt so much from my online business that I had the skills required, plus I could fill a gap with local WordPress developers in my area. I picked up my first client, which through a referral led to my second client and my third, and soon enough I was booked out until Christmas, just like Susan from Kinesiology Effect. She got some really good results. More visitors led to more clients, and her ROI was absolutely huge. When her website launched, she saw a 500% increase in sales through my hard work and tenacity with building the website and making sure that it was high converting. The rest was up to her. And this is a bit of a quote from Susan. Since redesigning my website, I've seen a huge growth in traffic, leads, and inquiries. I'm so happy I decided to take the leap and invest the time, says Susan. So lovely. So why am I sharing this with you? When I was fired from my job, I could have searched high and low for a part-time job. But would it made me happy to be away from my babies? Probably not. I knew there had to be an easier way to bring an income into the family and a reoccurring income. And really, I'm just a mum of 3 with no formal digital marketing training. I'm self-taught and have grown to a 6-figure business over the last 7 years. And trust me, it's easier than you may think. The thing is, I've tried, tested, and really experimented with all different options, and my methods work. And really, I always like to choose the path of least resistance. So let me walk you through it. Online success really comes down to getting it right from the start. No more fumbling around and trying to get it off the ground. The right branding, shipping, carrier, newsletter integration, and the website, both in aesthetics and functionality. There are so many moving parts. And really, I wish someone had taught me the right strategies. So guys, let's dive in. I'm going to teach you my top 3 steps to grow your online store. And we're going to be covering a lot. So now is the time to get out your notebook and pen. Live chat. Look, I'm sure that you've all heard of live chat before, but I want you to know it can be incredibly powerful as it's an opportunity to engage with your users as they hit the site. I'm just going to check in and see if there's any questions in the chat box. So if you just bear with me. So I'm sure that you've all heard of live chat before and seen pretty much every website that you hop onto, a little live chat comes up. And there's a reason for this. It can be incredibly powerful as is an opportunity to engage with your users as they hit the site. I hear time and again how clients have difficulties getting leads and how to turn it into customers, really. But it's all about connecting with your audience and understanding their needs. So, for example, I had live chat on my Petite Bamboo online store. So when a user was browsing through my baby wear products, I would open up the conversation, and it was an opportunity to clarify anything that they're unsure about and a chance to woo them. So instead of them making a quick buying decision and misleaving your website or waiting for them to send you an online form, you could convert by displaying how helpful you are, knowledgeable, and giving customer support right there and then. I actually recommend Drift as it's free. So that's DRIFT. It's totally free and is reliable. And so, it actually asks for their email address in case you both lose one another along the way due to connection issues or whatnot. And then you'll have another opportunity to discuss via email. So it's really 2 points of contact. Or better yet, alleviate their concerns and then they check out. They might even leave a 5-star review purely because of how helpful and knowledgeable you are. Double bonus. To be clear, there's a very, very big difference between getting this right and getting this completely wrong. Live chat is just one component of driving online success. There are a lot of moving parts, which I'm about to share with you. But when you get it right, online success can be a real reality for you. The difference between out of the ballpark success, like Irene Falzone from Nourish Life. Falcone worked long hours as head of advertising and social media at Universal Pictures for 7 years. But when she had kids, it was a real struggle not seeing them. She started with a small investment of $100 and bought 100 lip balms. And today, her empire is reported to turn over $40 million for this financial year. You know, her ethos is to employ mums to pick up and pack her 6,000 product range. And her aim is to offer the flexibility of working school hours, 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And so to be very clear, guys, I have no affiliation with her and she's not a client. But I found her story so inspirational that I wanted to share with you guys today. I often hear clients trying to wing their free and paid advertising, and I strongly, strongly recommend absorbing and learning as much information as possible with a strategy behind each marketing channel. For example, e-commerce works extremely well with Google AdWords, Facebook advertising, and Instagram. I always recommend picking 3 marketing channels, perfecting those, and then adding from there. There's really no point in trying to spread yourself thin over Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Google, and Facebook when you're really not sure what you're doing. I'm sure you guys can relate. So in saying that, I always recommend tackling each with some strategy. For example, chucking images up on Instagram and just adding a couple of hashtags just won't achieve the level of success that you want and drive sales. Having some followers is good, but it's not the ultimate goal. Focus less on the numbers and more on how you can build your brand on Instagram. You really actually need to take some time to understand the hashtags, how to create the perfect bio, hashtags that relate to your industry, and a sales strategy in order to make consistent income. Research everything you know about these channels, take an online course, listen to podcasts, and execute, execute, execute. That's my biggest advice to you. Keep testing and optimizing to see what works for your business and what doesn't. I mean, just because people tell you that you need to be on social media and post regularly, I mean, without a plan or some strategy behind it, you have no way of tracking what works and are going in blind. So when you feel comfortable with a few marketing channels or you have some money to invest in paid advertising, I highly recommend running a Google marketing campaign. If done correctly, this can be a real game changer. For example, Nick Stansel is the owner of BirdSparks Australia, and his ROI on display advertising and remarketing, so that's basically Google paid search, is absolutely enormous. To give you, a ballpark of figures, he spends $6,000 a week on ad spend, and before you gasp, his conversions are tracking for earning $25,000 per week. So that's the kind of, I just to frame that for you. And even though that might seem out of reach and you definitely don't need a budget of $6,000 per week, that's the kind of return on investment that you can earn for your business. And it should be a driver to basically any money that you earn in your business, just to put that money aside and reinvest it in paid advertising, because you'll keep getting a return on investment and then you'll eventually turn a profit. So the key here is really in the strategy and the setup. And, as I've mentioned, you really need to have a budget to run a good paid search campaign, whether that's remarketing, Gmail marketing, the display network, or AdWords. And don't worry if you haven't heard of these things before, that's totally fine. But I just wanted to give you an idea that the more you put in, the more you get out. It's just that simple. But there's an art. It is really all in the execution of the campaign. The strategy you take, the setup, and the budget on ad spend. Take my friend Julia, for example. She owned a bamboo product online store and, she was really struggling to get her business off the ground. She got her campaign set up by a trusted Google's AdWords expert and experimented with a $1,500 per month budget, which is maybe a bit more achievable for you guys. And so the return on investment was absolutely huge for her. She made $35,000 in sales and really up-leveled her online store and took it to the next level. And she's never looked back. But you really have to trust the process. You have to trust that paid advertising works. It has to be executed properly, and you have to know what you're doing. And anybody can learn this. It's my little Google GIF. So let's talk about influencer marketing and the power of it. Influencer marketing is one of the hottest and most effective ways to get your brand in front of a massive targeted audience. So you may have heard of influencer marketing, but just have no idea where to start. That's fine. I'm going to walk you through some basic stuff. So, why does influencer marketing work? Well, just trust me that it actually works extremely well because, for one, it's native. It's no secret that native advertising tends to perform better than traditional ads. But influencer marketing is sort of a different kind of beast because it's a familiar face that's presenting the content, if you get me. It's really kind of that simple. So 92% of consumers trust recommendations from individuals. Even if they don't know them, that's fine because they trust individuals over brands. So it's no wonder why influencer marketing is just so effective, if you think about it. When you combine an attractive offer with a perfectly matched influencer, the engagement rates can be through the roof, as well as the end result, which brings us to the next topic, ROI. So where to find them? Let's walk through this. I would check out Tribe, 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 and The Right Fit. Plus, you can always just ask in Facebook groups that you're a part of. It's important to find an influencer, not just with a big following, very important, but with high engagement and proof of past ROI for their clients. Do your homework and don't be afraid to ask what kind of success that they've delivered for their previous clients, and just have a sticky beak at their Instagram boards and the engagement they're receiving, because that's the kind of result that you will get to. And research the right fit for you. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of influencers out there. Went too quickly on the slides then. Okay, so let's talk about recurring income for a moment. And this is my top secret hack that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So once you set up your online store with inventory and tracking, imagine waking up to orders and watching your bank balance rise. It means you can spend the time setting it up, then reap the rewards of recurring income. Imagine not holding any stock at all, but spending your time setting up drop shipping images and descriptions and then selling those without having to hold inventory. It's a smart growth tactic and means you can scale quite quickly. But it's important to remember that once you have supply agreements in place to dropship, the sky's the limit in terms of earning capacity. Truly. Now, the fastest way to get traffic to your site is through Facebook advertising. It can be quite cost effective, starting off with as little as $5 a day, and you can track the conversions through Facebook's Ads Manager. So to give you an idea, when I first had my Petite Bamboo online store, I remember waking up in hospital just after I'd had my third baby Finn. And I'd monitor the sales through Ads Manager and feel so proud of myself that I'd set up this campaign correctly, sales were streaming in, and I could sit back and relax and just be with my baby. So you can also earn another revenue stream through affiliate marketing. Once you get enough traffic to your site, you can add affiliate banners or sponsored posts, very subtly done, and earn money through click-throughs. The trick is basically to do industry relevant ads and to try not to overwhelm your website, to encourage users to click off your site and what you're trying to achieve and check out. So there's a bit of an art to getting it right, but it can be incredibly lucrative. People often ask me the best decision I ever made in business, and the answer is simple: learn and execute. Learn and execute. And, if you're really ready to up level in 2018, that's really all that you've got to do. That's my two biggest pieces of advice. Because as I mentioned, when it's done well, you can wake up to 20 plus orders a day. You can set tangible goals and reach them. And it's all about, trialing new products and designs, optimizing them, and then scaling them and adding multiple revenue streams. You might want to look at wholesaling, affiliate marketing, do a digital download of an ebook. It's just really not about creating a product or selling other branded products on your website and hoping that will be enough. There's much more that you can do. So my advice is to invest in some mentoring and education. As I mentioned before, it's the only way that I really got ahead. So a good mentor will give you some great ideas, but ensure you act on them. It's very important to remember that. And so you really want to be held accountable and not go it alone. Because if you're not accountable, you probably can relate to me, it kind of won't happen because you can just do it in your own time, anytime, and you've always got that time. But if you're answering to someone, it's a little bit different. So today I promised 3 key steps for online store success, my top secret hack, which was how to automate your business and put it on autopilot, so now you have a choice. So you know why you came to this webinar. You came here for a reason. I think personally it's because you're not happy with your online store, that your side gig isn't going nowhere. You don't want to be stuck watching life tick you by and stay stuck, and return to work really for the man. Or if you want to be, if you want this to be the year that you have a lifestyle business, one which affords you a consistent recurring income and passion that you're making a difference in your business and really the world, then here is what I have for you. Here is really how I can help. I'd like to introduce my Grow and Scale Your Online Store program. So what are you going to get? Here is what you're going to get. First up, I'm going to help you find your idea. Even if you've got an online store and you think that you've nailed it, I'm going to help you refine that. Develop your product. Again, even if you've got products on your website, I'm going to help you figure out how that you can move it, how you can shift stock, how you can develop on what that product is and optimize your products. Valued at $9.99. The slow to grow, high converting website secrets, valued at $29.99. Finding your tribe on social media, valued at $14.99. How to run your business effectively, operations, valued at $19.99. And the last one is how to scale. So once you've got some traction, once you've built some momentum, I'm going to show you how to actually scale it. And really, it's basically rinse, repeat. And the total value is $11,495. Plus 6 modules over 12 weeks with access to our private Facebook group with women ready to network and solve your roadblocks. That's me in the middle of a Facebook Live. So bonus 1, I'm going to give you the ultimate SEO training bundle valued at $2,000. But please note, it's very important that you understand this is for the first 10 people only. So really it's first in, first served, and there's nothing I can do about it if you miss out. Sorry. Bonus number 2, I'm also giving away a free brand strategy session valued at $9.99. So once you purchase this, I'm only giving this to the first 10 people who purchase this as well, because I only have capacity to take on 10 people, and they're the first 10 people. And I'm going to spend 90 minutes on the phone to you, really mapping out your unique selling proposition, your brand message, your product to market fit, and much more. This is valued at $9.99. So again, what you're going to get, all the inclusions that I mentioned before, finding your idea, developing your product, the slow to grow, high converting website secrets, finding your tribe, running your business effectively, and really scaling that business. And bonus 1, the ultimate SEO training bundle, which if you're not totally familiar with SEO, what it means is ranking your business in Google, getting to the top of Google. And I'm going to give you my 5-part training series that really teaches you everything from Google Analytics to technical fixes on your website to finding your keywords. So it's a bonus that you won't want to miss. Simply for the first 10 people only. The second bonus is a free one-on-one session with me, and it's your brand strategy session valued at $999. So the total value will be $14,494. I mean, have you ever asked yourself if, all I did was finally make my online store profitable, just give you a kick in the butt to finally get moving, would it be worth it? Earn 20,000 turnover per month and learn from a mum who just gets it. So what I want to tell you today is this program is normally priced at $2,000, but today you can actually get started today for $999, which is a very limited time only. So if you'd like to sign up, join me at www.businessboxed.com.au/grow, GROW-scale. And so I also offer payment plans over 12 months. So hop on over to the link and you'll have more information on what's included in the program, which is the 6 modules that I went over and 12 weeks in a private Facebook group. You'll also be paired with an accountability partner, so you stay on track. And we're going to be covering everything I mentioned, which is your idea, product development, finding your tribe on social media, how to perfect your website and add high converting features, including the live chat that we mentioned before, and really finding your tribe on social media. And then it's all about operations and how to get the most from everything from third-party logistics to wholesaling. Then once we've perfected that, you start to get some traction, start to build on that, and you've got lots of momentum, then it's all about scaling. So really, you could take these methods and start another online store and start another and another, just like I have. So I would love you to join me. The link again is www.businessboxed.com.au/grow-scale. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you for joining me today. And I hope that you join me in the course. Bye.